Hello everybody, this is Gregory with how I lost over 100 pounds and I've kept it off for 30 plus years, where there should be no hesitance in your weight loss and maintenance. Today we're going to continue the series of what to eat and what to avoid at different cuisines with Near East, Greek / Middle Eastern / Persian food. Now before we begin, if you need help with weight loss, contact me through the Clarity FM link found here in the episode notes. Also check out my website, naturopathicearth.com, my podcast, The Awakened Man, my 2 books, and if you appreciate my content, there is a link for PayPal. Now you might be asking, Gregory, why are you doing such an obscure food as number 3? Well, selfish reasons. Number 1, I love Middle Eastern food. It is my top favorite food. And 2, we know that the Mediterranean diet is typically rated as the best diet for longevity, along with the Japanese diet, like the people of Okinawa down there. But since most of us aren't eating that diet and most of us are eating food that's somewhat European, I thought it'd be good to do one on this region. Now, certainly there's differences between Greek food and Persian food and Turkish food and food from Lebanon, food from Egypt, and food all the way from Morocco. So we're really going to kind of focus on certain staples that you would find in that whole, what I like to call the Near East. So it's going to be Greece, Turkey, and around the Mediterranean curve, the Levant as they used to call it. And unlike the first 2 episodes we did on Mexican and Italian, Near East food, as we'll call it, is quite healthy. And it's not surprising given that a lot of what they eat is incorporated in the Mediterranean diet. So let's look at some of the great things that you can eat there, because most of the stuff there is good. Look at the staples. We have an episode here, kitchen items that have helped me maintain my weight. I think episode 15 or so is hummus. Hummus is a mainstay. There's that old Adam Sandler movie, Don't Mess with the Zohan, where the joke is hummus is used to clean things, hummus is used to fix the car, but hummus is ubiquitous in this whole region. And hummus is chickpeas with tahini and olive oil, and you can put whatever you want. It's very healthy for you, good source of vegetarian protein and fiber. What else? Tabbouleh salad. Tabbouleh salad is essentially parsley salad. You can't go wrong with that. What else? Baba ganoush is an eggplant equivalent of hummus. It's an eggplant paste. Eggplant is very healthy for you. Kash ke pajaman is another kind of side dish, essentially eggplant with some cream in it. What else do you have? You have dolma. Now dolma can be called different things depending on what region, but essentially it's grape leaves with something inside. It's very good for you. Feta cheese, very good for you. You're looking at cream spinach, sauteed spinach, very good for you. You're looking at the different yogurts that they have over there, very good for you. The stews are great for you. And they even have a probiotic drink, which is kefir. It's originally a Turkish yogurt drink, but that's a probiotic fermented drink. You can drink that as well. And if you look at the meats can be a little problematic, because if you look at shawarma meat, you know those big things of steak and then they shave it off, that's essentially processed meat. You know, that gigantic thing is not coming off of a lamb's butt. So there could be some problems with eating beef shawarma. So I'd probably ear for the fish or the chicken. But even then, I mean, if you're getting gyro or some type of beef shawarma, you could do worse compared to what we're talking about in other cuisines. Notice what the Near East food lacks compared to the other 2 that we've done, which is Italian and Mexican, which is more kind of the derivative of the Western Mediterranean. In the Eastern Mediterranean, cheese is not commonly used. That's not to say you're not going to find cheese. Clearly, I talked about how feta cheese is pretty common over there. Goat cheese too. But you're not smothering stuff in cheeses. What else? You're not smothering food in sauces. So we know cheeses, gravies, and sauces are things that bring in a lot of empty calories. So when you have a cuisine that really lacks that, that's definitely a win-win. Now, of course, they have tzatziki sauce and other sauces that you can eat with, but they're not expected to drape in the food and drown it, like they used to say about your ketchup. Don't drown your French fries with ketchup. It's kind of the same thing. So what else? You can drink. They have a different variety of teas, as I talked about. They got labneh. They have kefir. They have wine. Wine's pretty good for you. I mean, I would tell you that Lancet had a study not that long ago, the British publication, that no amount of alcohol is good for you. We had this resveratrol kind of craze 10 years ago where, oh, I need to drink red wine because it's good for my heart. Well, those studies were based on rats. And B, even if it is proven that resveratrol is good for our heart, alcohol of any type is bad for your entire body. But either way, have a glass of wine or whatever, white wine, red wine, that's great too. They do have bread, naan is the typical naan, or gyro bread. As a whole, again, like with the other episodes, limit the bread. But as a whole, there's not much to complain about when it comes to Near East food. Even their desserts. Over at Naturopathic Earth, I have recipes for baklava. Baklava is great. It's just phyllo bread, walnuts or pistachios crushed and drizzled with honey. I mean, anyone can make that, and it's really good and it's really light. So you can look at their desserts. Their desserts are very light. Why is that? Because Europeans, as a whole, tend to have very light desserts. Americans were the ones that, I mean, even the candy bars, if you ever go to Europe and eat the candy bars, they don't have as much sugar, and they're not just over sugar loading everything. Over there in Europe, the desserts are lighter. That's not to say a sachet torte from Austria isn't going to have sugar. What I'm saying is that the Near East, even the desserts are infinitely better than sopapillas or flan or tiramisu or anything like that. So in closing, Middle Eastern food's great. I mean, it's almost, you can't go wrong with any of the side dishes, pretty much. You can't go wrong. And everything's with olive oil, which has great mufas and pufas. Go to the episode I did on vegetable oils, like which to bake, which to cook in, which not to cook in. So it's very hard to even go wrong with anything really from the Near East, especially vis-a-vis in comparison to Mexican and Italian. So if you do have a Middle Eastern, Near East, Greek restaurant in your neighborhood, try it out if you don't commonly go there. And if you have never tried it, try it because it's so fresh. I mean, again, you're eating a lot of vegetables, mixed vegetables, you're eating a lot of eggplant, you're eating a lot of legumes in the form of chickpeas, you're eating a lot of olive oil, you're drinking a lot of wine. I mean, it's really hard to go wrong. And moussaka is amazing, which is kind of like a lasagna, which has ground beef and eggplant and bechamel. I mean, again, you can't really go wrong with the Near East. Guys, post in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. How often do you eat Middle Eastern food, Near East food? Hit the notification, subscribe, and share button. Until next time, take care. God bless.